What's up, everybody? Welcome to day 27 of NoFap. The time is 8:54 a.m. It was a long morning. My alarm went off, but because of the heat, I decided to sleep a little bit more, and then I jolted awake. I was like, I missed my alarm. I'm gonna be late for the gym, even though I can go to the gym at any time. I like being on a schedule. But yeah, it was a long morning. I don't do well in heat. I hate heat. But something I want to talk about before I get to the gym. I've noticed how absolutely mundane and probably boring watching these vlogs are, or watching like how boring they can be, and it's made me question whether I should switch it up a bit, or maybe I should do something pretty crazy, or try to find some kind of entertainment value and insert it into my vlogs. And then I realized that I shouldn't do that. And then I realized, like, I'm not making it. I thought about the purpose of making these vlogs. It wasn't really to entertain. It wasn't really to garner viewers or go viral, or have somebody give me donations or anything like that, or get sponsorship. This isn't a career path for me. Vlogging isn't a career path for me, and it's just a way to keep myself accountable. And if anybody wanted to follow along this journey with me, then they could, and I would have absolutely enjoyed that. And I still enjoy that. I like interacting with you guys. But the purpose of this vlog wasn't entertainment. It was just a way to keep myself accountable. So I'm probably not going to change a whole lot unless something exciting does happen. But these vlogs aren't meant to be entertaining. I like to entertain. It's something I want to do. It's literally my career is to entertain. But it's these vlogs are a little bit more personal. These vlogs aren't to share with the world. No, not what I'm saying. This vlog isn't meant for entertainment value. It's really just a way to keep myself accountable, and I post them on YouTube so that I can be kept accountable. Because if I just did this, like shot myself and then edited all of that and then never posted it, I think would make me feel like this isn't worth it. Just me posting it on YouTube and having people on the off chance maybe watch this is keeping me accountable for NoFap, because I know that people can see what day I'm on, people can see which attempt this is, and that keeps me accountable for sure. So people probably want to see something more entertaining. That's fine. There's thousands of other YouTube videos out there, but for me, this is really for me, so I'm gonna keep it that way. If you want to see something more entertaining, there's plenty, but I appreciate you guys watching, definitely, and also keeping me accountable and asking questions and interacting with me. It's a lot of fun. So that being said, I'm gonna go work out, so check it out. I'll see you in a little bit.
What's up, everybody? We're back. It is 11:35 p.m. and well, today just happened to be insanely busy. Not. I need to preface this. Not the day wasn't busy. What I have planned ahead of me is now busy. So I got 2 auditions. Well, I had 2 auditions. I read one and I realized it was too late. But so I only had 1 audition today. Not today. 1 audition planned for another day. And I got 2 more auditions. I have another audition tomorrow and a voiceover audition due Tuesday. So my week is going to be quite busy. Tomorrow I gotta get up not too early, and then I can still go to the gym and stuff like that. But I have an audition for a commercial, and then I have 2 voiceover auditions. One due Friday, I believe, and then Friday, and then another one due Tuesday. I haven't found anybody to read for me. I probably will read it by myself. But I am pretty happy about that. Because business has been slow. My ads finally came in today for my business. So I set them up. They're going to start running tonight, 12 a.m. And we're going to see how that goes. This is by far my best ad set I've ever had. The targeting is great. Marketing is great. My website is great. I am hoping that it sells. I hope that it does well. If it doesn't do well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to scrap that. I'm also gonna scrap my niche store. I'm probably gonna get rid of my pet store, and I'm gonna find a different niche that'll sell really well. Something that I know a little bit more personally. So it's a lot of work to do. If that doesn't hold up. And even if it does hold up, it's also a lot of work to do. But I'm happy about that. Tried doing my daily push-ups today again, like after resting. My pecs are still really sore. They're still really sore, which means I had a really good chest workout. I'm gonna keep going hard. I went pretty hard today for my legs. I went pretty hard today with my abs. I could tell because I sneezed once, and it like kind of hurt. It wasn't like super painful, but it kind of hurt. I was just like, oh, that's a good sign. That's a good sign when my abs hurt when I sneeze. So my workout's been going great. My business is now my ads for my new business is now happening, and I'm getting a lot of auditions coming my way. I hope one of them gives something good. I hope something good comes out of one of them, at the very least one of them. But yeah, other than that, that's it. That's all I got to update. It's just a work day. It's just a good work day. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit busier, so it's going to be great. I'm just mentally preparing for all of that. It's going to be hard to do these vlogs next month, the end of next month, for at least 2 days, because people coming over my parents coming over, as well as my parents' friends coming over to stay, which is I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be kind of annoying because I like to have my own privacy, but it is what it is. Suck it up. To be able to use my own space again, this is gonna be. I'm gonna make the most of being able to use my own space for a while. But I digress. Let's get to NoFap today. NoFap today was pretty difficult. Just throughout the day, like the urges came, and because I wasn't doing my hourly push-ups, I had to deal with them. Standing up, walking around really helped, but it was tough. NoFap was tough today. That's the drawback of working out my pecs really hard is not being able to do those hourly push-ups without it giving out. I know when I'm like, if it's a sharp pain, I should probably not overdo it. But then again, I've done insanity before, and I've just fought through the sharp pain. So maybe I'll fight through it for the sake of NoFap. I mean, it never really harmed me when I was doing it for insanity. So yeah. Probably stick to that. I'll probably go with that instead because it seems like a more appropriate response. Still crazy hot in LA, but yeah, NoFap went really hot, really well. Still didn't relapse, but it was difficult. So let's get to your questions. Gray. Hey man, sorry for not commenting. I've been recovering from the flu, but great to hear you get more auditions. Hey man, you know, nobody ever has to comment, nobody ever ask questions, but you know, I always appreciate you for doing that. I appreciate that. I hope you feel better. A lot of vitamin C, a lot of water. Get a lot of rest too. So get well soon, bro. Get well soon. As for plans, I definitely want financial freedom, bro. That's the goal. Financial freedom is nice. And eventually move to either DC or San Diego to be with family. It's nice. DC and San Diego's not ideal, but if family is there, then it is what it is. If anything, I would like to start a life in the Midwest, or somewhere a little bit more country, like Northern California. I've worked at the that week that I was at a camp is basically the country, and it wasn't my first taste of the country that week, but I had been there before multiple times, and I fell in love with the place. The countryside makes sense. The city just is confusing all the time. It's chaos everywhere. Things in the country just make a lot more sense to me. So definitely something I prefer to retire in is a countryside rather than in the city. But anyway, that's awesome, man. That's good. My question for you today is, what are your thoughts on MGTOW? I don't know what that is. I'm not quite sure. Let me look it up. MGTOW, men going their own way. I'm going to assume that Google is being very biased, but I have opinions on. Well, you're asking me for my opinion, so I'm gonna say my opinion on anti-feminist movements. There's a difference between anti-feminist and misogynistic. You're not a misogynist if you're not a feminist. You're not a misogynist if you're not a feminist. Like, those are two different things. Misogyny is hating women. Not being a feminist is a choice. You know, it's a choice that doesn't really affect anybody. But being misogynistic and actually actively hating women is misogynistic. I myself am not really. I wouldn't call myself a feminist. I would probably call myself a feminist in the 19 whenever. But even then, it was like. So I don't want to go into this whole long thing. I'd rather reserve that for a Let's Talk. But for the anti-feminist stuff, modern feminism isn't feminism. It's like, think of what feminism is trying to do. Not modern feminism. What regular feminism is trying to do. It is trying to make sure that in the eyes of the law, there is equal rights and equal opportunity. That does not mean equity, it means equality. When you look at American law, tell me what gender-specific law there is that is preventing women from doing what men can do. If you can show me a law that prevents women from doing what men can do, I will totally back you up on that. But if there is nothing in United States law that says that a woman cannot do what a man can do, then what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for, really? I don't believe you. I do not like. It is illegal. Like, the wage gap. It is illegal to pay somebody less than a different employee just because on the basis of gender. That is a fact. So it's literally illegal. You can sue people. You can sue your boss if you find out that they are paying you less based on your gender. So I don't see any lawsuits going out. I see a lot of people complaining on the internet. I see a lot of people running a lot of podcasts. I see a lot of people complaining on TV, but I don't see lawsuits. I don't see lawsuits, and I don't see major wins if there is a lawsuit. So, yeah, I don't think and there's so many things in modern feminism that's like that. Where it's a lot of complaining, but I don't see anything that's necessarily wrong with United States law that's doing so. So it's a lot of complaining, it's a lot of wanting things that don't seem reasonable, or don't exist. So that's my opinion. If you can prove to me that there is something in the United States law that is preventing you from doing things that a man can do, by all means, I will back you up. But you gotta show it to me. Don't base it on emotions. Base it on facts. Show me the facts, and I'll take your side. But as for the men going their own way, as for a group, I don't really like. I don't know much about them. I literally just learned about it from you just mentioning it, Gray. But I understand. I'm not going to say much. I don't have much of an opinion on them, but I understand why that kind of group started. Is because there's so many modern feminists doing all those things, like complaining about, a bunch of stuff, even though law says that's impossible. You can't have it that way. If you do, lawsuit, win millions of dollars. If people break the law, go to court. Simple as that. But if they're not breaking the law, you're just complaining about things not going your way. It's an emotional argument. You can't win an emotional argument against logic. But unfortunately, a lot of society, especially in the United States and the Western world today, is falling for the emotional argument, which is extremely dumb. So I'm not surprised that groups like Men Going Their Own Way are starting. I'm not surprised that they're picking up traction. I'm not surprised that male positive movements are forming and are kind of fighting back against it. I'm not surprised. It doesn't surprise me because it is, to some extent, kind of crazy. Now, as long as they're not doing anything actually misogynistic, like hating women, fine. Women are great. Women are like the things that women are able to do that men can't do, I highly respect. I don't think it's misogynistic to say that women are different from men. Women can do things that men can't do, and men can do things women can't do. I don't think it's misogynistic to say that. I think it just makes sense. Men and women are different. Sure, there's variables along the way that makes each man different from another man, and a woman different from another woman. Maybe there's a feminine man and maybe there's a masculine woman. Either way, they're different, There's certainly other variables, but for the majority, men are generally more masculine and women are generally more feminine. It's general. If you look at statistics, it's just like that. So, yeah, my thoughts on the whole movement of Men Going Their Own Way, I don't know anything about it. I do understand why it formed. And I certainly have my opinions on all of that stuff. But I will say, I'll end with this thought. Masculinity is on the rise because of And I've noticed a pattern. There's always this pattern of how things go in society, but you know, it's been a long time since the United States has been in a war, or had any really like big conflict. But usually conflict, like things that threaten America, like things that threaten American living, usually conflict will produce stronger men. Strong men produce good lives. Good lives produce weak men. Weak men produce bad lives. Bad lives produce strong men. Which is why, even though I am grateful for all the things that I have under my roof, like to be able to live in under a roof, to have food available for me, to have a family that cares for me, like that's all great, and I can live in luxury just leeching off of my parents, but I don't want to do that. And I also, and over time, I've learned through pain, through my own painful experiences and sufferings, that I need to go through more pain, that I need to be disciplined, because I don't want to be a weak man. My father, I would call my father a strong man, because he is working. He's been working for 40 to 50 years to be able to provide for a family of 5 and live in pretty relative luxury. So I look to my father as a very strong man, but he also produced, because of that good life that he gave us, he produced weak men. If he had any daughters, then like if I ended up being a girl, this would be like the life that I want to live, and I want to find a man that was like my father to be able to provide for me like that. However, I was born a man, and therefore, because of all the things that I've been through and because of all the things that I've seen, I don't want to fail my father. I don't want him to be disappointed, because he's worked his entire life to let us live in luxury. However, we cannot pass on his legacy. I have 2 older brothers, and they're content with where they are. I don't know if they're truly content, but for the most part, they have their jobs. Once they finish their jobs, they play video games all day. They're rarely social. They've had the same friends that they've had for several years. And I was happy to be able to make my way out of that life, and to be able to suffer as I have and go through experiences as I have, and realize that I need to become a strong man, because I need to pass on all the hard work that my father has went through. I do not want it to be in vain. All the hard work that his father went through to make sure that he was okay, because he grew up with a lot of family, and they weren't exactly rich. And for my father to be able to make that, to make a life for himself out of Hong Kong, come to America, get pretty rich enough to support a family of 5, props to my father. I'm trying, me personally, and I explained this yesterday, I am trying to have a family of 7. Me, wife, 5 kids. That's my dream. Also, if I cannot get there, by the time I am well past the age of where it's ideal to have children, I will settle for 3. I do want to have 3 to 5 kids. I want to have more children. I would like to have boys specifically, and I would like to raise them to be very strong men, so that they can take care of each other. They can take care of their families, their future families. They can take care of my wife when I can no longer provide, when I get too old. They can take care of their mother. Like that's my goal for my family in the future. But I need to get rich first. And to do that, I need to work just as hard as my father, but in avenues that he never dared to venture. Because even though my father is a very hard worker, my father was never a person to take risks. He invests in things, which is risky, but he holds. He is a long-term holder. He does not sell. Every time the stock market dips, he says, don't worry, it'll rise again, and it'll rise even better. And he's not wrong. The stock market constantly rises to an extent, but it takes years of investment. But that's my father. He's not a huge risk taker. He's very calculated, and he works really hard. And although he does not take those risks to possibly elevate his income, he makes up for it in sheer work ethic. And I admire my father for that. I, however, am going to try and take those risks. I've always been a risk taker. I'm an actor. That's my career that I've chosen. Of course I'm a risk taker, but I believe that I can do it. I believe I'm a good actor. I believe I'm a good singer. I believe I'm a good dancer because I've trained and I've had people tell me that I'm good, and I've watched myself perform compared to a lot of other people. And I think I can probably make it if I just try and apply myself. I can work really hard. I also need to network. I need to learn how to do that, by the way. And even with this whole business thing, it's a huge risk. I'm spending a lot of money and I have not gotten a return. I've gotten a few sales, but no profits. So my whole life has been a risk take. And the only reason why it hasn't been successful is because I have not been able to stick with that work ethic. But because of the pain I've been through, because of now the goals I have ahead of me, I have to work hard. Even if I am losing money, I have to work hard on it and believe that eventually my hard work will pay off in a big way. But that got me on a huge tangent. I have no idea why. I'm going to end the tangent there. Thank you for your question, Gray. This is going to be a long video, but my question for you guys is, and it's kind of in the realm of the question you asked, Gray. I'm pretty much just going to be asking you. Let's be real. What are your beliefs? What are your beliefs? Your core set of beliefs, your core values. I want to know what they are. I've got your goal. I want to know what your core value is. And my core value is Christianity. That is what I was raised with. That is what I fell away from because I never took it seriously. I constantly went to church, but I just barely believed it. And then things happened in high school where I started taking it more seriously. And then things started happening in college where I took it very seriously. To the point where I can very comfortably say Christianity is the true religion. And it's not even a religion, it's a relationship. I will tell you that right now. Compared to all the other religions out there, Christianity is the only one that gives you an active relationship with the God that you worship. That is the only one. Well, there's also Judaism, but there's certain things about Judaism that they get wrong. But to be able to have a relationship with the one you worship, that is so crucial and essential. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Not even Judaism, just Christianity. Christianity is the only one that gives you a relationship with the God you worship. I'm not uncomfortable saying that. And I know if this ever blows up if this vlog ever blows up for some reason, that I'll get a lot of people. I don't care. This is my life. It's my life. You can choose to believe whatever God you believe in, but my God's real. My God is 100% real. So that's just the way it is. But hey, you know what? You can believe whatever you want to believe. But yeah, I want to know what is your core belief and your core value that you hold on to the hardest. And as a man, that is something that you need. I don't care if it is a different religion I don't care if it is a secular thing. I don't care. I just want to know, what is your core? What do you hang on to that no matter who challenged you, you would say no? Because I think that's I think the essence of masculinity. And I think men going, the men going their own way, the whole thing about masculinity is no, you know? So I want to know what your core value is. Let me know in the comments below. But other than that, thank you all for watching. I'm gonna go to bed. This has been a very long vlog. It's gonna be super long, so it's gonna be a long upload. I'm gonna be up all night, but stay strong, stay focused. I'm with you guys. I know you guys are with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.